today? My name's Eric. As always, I want to thank you for coming by and checking out my video today. On this episode of Smo'King, I'm going to show you how to make Salisbury steak in your slow cooker. Now, the reason I'm doing something inside instead of outside is because we had snowfall yesterday, and it's around a -5-degree wind chill out there, and I don't feel like being out in the cold and snow. So I'm doing some foods inside when the weather is this bad. And this is a good old comfort food recipe, okay? And nothing is better than using the slow cooker on these cold winter days because it fills the house with a delicious aroma, and eating that warm food, it's just so good. So I got a couple pounds of ground beef. I got a couple cans of soup and onion. I'm gonna add some garlic butter Ritz crackers to the Salisbury steak. And some mushrooms, and we're going to serve it tonight with mashed potatoes because we're going to have extra gravy. It's going to be absolutely delicious. So stick around, guys. I'm going to show you how to do this step by step. Let's get cooking. Alright guys, the first thing we're going to do is put our ingredients together for the Salisbury steak. So I have 2 pounds of ground beef in here. I think this is, it's somewhat lean. I think it's like 85-15 if I'm not mistaken. You just don't want to go too fatty, okay? So, to that, we're going to add a couple eggs, and I'm going to leave the exact measurements down below in the video description. I got just under like a cup of finely diced onion. We want to add to this. If you don't like onion, don't put onion in there. I got some of that Ritz cracker, the garlic Ritz cracker that's around a cup here that I'm going to put in there. And then last but not least, we got just some regular milk, 2% milk. Now there's no easy way to do this. I've seen people try to do it with a spoon. I got some cheap plastic disposable gloves. And the other thing you want to do here is not over mix it. Before I forget, we got to do a little bit of seasoning. I'll put a little bit of kosher salt. You know, be careful with the salt and stuff because you can always add more later. A little bit of ground black pepper. Got a little bit of garlic powder. And a little bit of dried oregano. Alright, so here's where it gets interesting. Just like I said, get some gloves, and you just want to kind of mix everything together. Now bear in mind, you don't want to over mix this. You just want to kind of loosely combine all the ingredients. Easier said than done. Just try to make sure those cracker crumbs are all mixed in thoroughly. The eggs are mixed in thoroughly. And I'll continue to do this, guys. We'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, so here it is. You gotta mix it a little bit, but don't go over crazy like I mentioned. So now we're just gonna form these into patties. I don't like to do completely round ones like a burger. I like to do them kind of more oblong shaped. And there's 2 pounds here, so I'm thinking somewhere between 1/4 and 1/2 pound. I'm just gonna kind of break it in quarters, so this would be 1/2 pound sections here. So let me just grab a 1/2 pound section here and see, well, you know, you want them to be thick, but not too bad, too crazy. Maybe we're going to only have 4 or 5. Right after I tell you I want to make it look more like a burger patty, I stick one on there that looks more like a burger patty. Okay, there we go. So guys, I'm going to continue to do this. We'll be back in a second. I'll show you how they look like when we are all done. Alright, here we are, guys. I got 6 patties out of those 2 pounds of ground beef. So these are like 1/3 pound a piece, which is fine. Like I said, somewhere between 1/4 and 1/2. I think the 1/2 pounds would have just been too big. So that's it. I'm going to put these aside, and now I'm going to put together the sauce. Be back in a minute. Alright guys, now we're going to make this sauce that we're going to cook the Salisbury steak in. So get a nice sized bowl here. Now, 2 cans of soup. You can use cream of mushroom. I got one here, golden mushroom, because I don't really like cream of mushroom soup. And this is cream of chicken and mushroom. So you can use cream of chicken, you can use cream of mushroom, you can use golden mushroom, but just you want 2 cans if you're doing 2 pounds of ground beef. If you're doing 1 pound of ground beef, 1 can will be sufficient. But I want this to have extra gravy because my daughter Ava Grace is going to be eating this, and I think having more gravy, we're going to cut up some of that Salisbury steak into smaller pieces, and I think she's going to be able to handle it better if it's not, you know, if it's not really dry, that we have extra gravy. We're also going to serve it with mashed potatoes, and of course you need a little extra gravy for the mashed potatoes. So the golden mushroom soup, guys, if you've never tried that, it's a good alternative if you're like me and you don't like cream of mushroom soup. I love mushrooms. I just, something about the cream of mushroom soup, just, I don't like it. I don't like the flavor. Okay, I have 3 packets of the brown gravy mix. The recipe I found online called for 2 packets, but it was just 1 pound. So I have an extra brown gravy mix. I have 4 altogether, but I think 4 might be a little overkill. So I'm going to start with 3, and then we'll kind of see the consistency. If it looks like we're going to need a little more, I'll put that extra brown gravy mix in. Now I did go for the reduced sodium since I'm using 3 of these. That's why I didn't add too much salt to the Salisbury steak. So do 2 to 3 packs at first, and then we'll kind of judge it from there. Alright, so 3 packs of the brown gravy mix. And I got 2 cups of water. Recipe actually calls for 2.5, but you know what? I'm going to be cooking it with some mushrooms and onions in the slow cooker, and that's going to release some water as well. And then I just have some dry thyme. We're just going to sprinkle a little bit of thyme in there, give it a little bit of extra flavor. Around a teaspoon or so. There we go. And now we're just going to take a spoon and we're going to mix this all together. This is going to be the gravy that we're going to pour over those Salisbury steaks once we get them in the slow cooker. But before we put the steaks in the slow cooker, we got to brown them first. Add a little bit of flavor. We're not concerned with cooking them, we're just going to brown them. So obviously this will dissolve as it heats up as well, but just give it a really good stir. Like so, guys. So I'm going to stir this for a few more minutes, and then I'll meet you guys over at the stove top where I'll be sauteing those Salisbury steaks. Be back in a minute. Alright guys, so we're going to I took a little bit of olive oil in a frying pan, and we're just going to cook these. Our only purpose here is to get a little bit of a nice sear on them to add to the flavor. So don't be concerned with cooking them, because they're going to cook all the way when we put them in the slow cooker. So I think I'm going to do 3 at a time here. Just kind of keep things more manageable. And I'm guessing maybe 2 minutes on both sides. So around 4 minutes total. And that's it, guys. We'll be back in a couple minutes. Alright guys, it's been a couple minutes. This is probably the most hard part of the whole cook, because you want to kind of keep these patties intact. Okay, see, that's what we want. We want a little bit of a sear there. That's going to add some flavor. Whoop, perfect. Because these are very tender. They can easily fall apart. But there we go, guys. We'll give it another couple minutes, and then I'll do the next batch, and then I'll meet you guys over at the slow cooker where we put everything together. And this is done. Put it on for 4 to 5 hours on low. Dinner will be served. Alright, guys. So this is how we're going to set up the slow cooker. We're going to do some layers here. So I have one chopped onion here. I used part of it as well for the dice that I put inside the Salisbury steak. But we're going to put like half this onion on the bottom here. And these are just like thinly sliced here. Now again, if you don't like onion, don't use onion. But I like onion. And I think it's going to add a great flavor. Now I got a 1 pound package of these sliced mushrooms. I'm going to put half on the bottom here, and then the other half are going to go on top after I layer the steaks. I also have an extra pack, 8-ounce pack of mushrooms that I might add at the end, because these mushrooms are going to cook down, add some delicious flavor to the gravy, but I want to have some, enjoy some pieces too. So there, that's the first. Now we're going to start layering these Salisbury steaks. So we're just going to kind of put those steaks on top. Be careful. Like so. Alright. There's no easy way to do this. We're going to have some overlap because I have 6. But that's okay. Just like so. Now we're going to add the rest of that onion on top. And the rest of the mushrooms. Okay, we'll spread these out a little bit. All right. Last but not least, we top off with this delicious gravy. And bear in mind, it's going to be a little chunky, not all the pieces dissolved. Whoops, be careful, you don't splattering all over, but try to evenly distribute. Oh man. And the last thing I'm going to do, my favorite thing to pronounce, Worcestershire, I think. Worcestershire. Worcestershire sauce, which is perfect for this type of dish. I'm just going to put a little bit on top there, just like so. That's going to add some flavor. And that's it, guys. We're going to put the cover on it. I'm going to set it for 4.5 hours. I'm getting thirsty, so I'm going to meet you guys downstairs for a drink. See you in a little bit. Alright guys, you know what time it is? Drink review time. I'm trying something I never tried before from the Shiner or Spotzel Brewing Company out of Shiner, Texas. Shiner Golden Ale. Says it's 4.6% alcohol. They call it pure liquid gold. So that looks interesting. This is my daughter Ava Grace. She's still getting over her cold, but she's doing much better. Her voice is still a little off.
Yeah, but it's better than it was
Better
before.
than it was, for sure. She's trying something from Bolt House Farms. This is called Nut Butter Protein Plus Banana Honey. She loves these kind of things. So that's what Ava Grace is having. All right. Kyle and Mom aren't here because they went shopping, but they should be back here probably in around a half hour. 45 minutes. Oh, I forgot to shake it. I want to make sure it's shook it up really good for you. All right. This is going to be some good stuff, good vitamins and stuff to get you healthy again.
Yeah.
As it says, 30 grams of protein. All right, banana honey.
Can you tell them what it is?
Yeah, 21 vitamins and minerals. All right, is this a twist off? Nope.
I think it's been a while since I had a Bolt House Farms drink on video.
Yeah, I think so. You've had almost every one of them. Then I saw that in the store, and I'm like, I don't think she's had this banana honey.
I'm pretty sure I haven't had that.
All right. This looks like a regular gold Pilsner type beer. Looks good. A little bit of carbonation there. Dixie's barking at something out there. Okay, ready?
Like she's barking and I just start laughing.
That's okay. All right, guys, thanks again for stopping by and checking out my video. Cheers to each other and cheers to our viewers.
And to our
Thanks
viewers.
again, guys.
Get your cup, cheers.
Oh, that's good. What you would expect from golden ale. Not too heavy, not particularly hoppy, nice flavor, very drinkable, it's nice and cold, I like it. So I'll definitely enjoy this one, guys. Now, Ava Grace, how is your honey, what is it called? Banana honey.
Banana honey. So, I can see that this banana honey is mixed in very well because I can taste both and it's like blended in.
Oh, good.
And for some reason it tastes kind of like coffee.
Like, you don't know what coffee tastes like.
No, but I don't like the smell of coffee.
Okay, okay. Well, there you go.
Taste.
Now, is that something you'd have again? Do you like it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go, guys. All right. She's going to enjoy her smoothie. I'm going to enjoy my beer. We just got to let the slow cooker do its thing. By the time Mom and Kyle get home, hopefully the house will already start to smell good from that slow cooker. That's what I love about the slow cooker. So, all right, guys, we'll be back in a little bit. Cheers one more time.
Mm-hmm.
And cheers to our viewers. Thanks again, guys. It just beeped. It's been 4.5 hours. Woo! I haven't done anything to this. So let's take a look here. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the Salisbury steaks and I'm going to give this gravy a good stir and we'll get ready to serve it. Be back in a second. Alright, I got some mashed potatoes dished out here. We're going to take one of these Salisbury steaks. Ooh, with some onions. Oh, look at this. Alright, now I'm going to take some of that gravy. Look, a little gravy right here. Ooh. Came in a little hot right there. But look at this, guys. Come on. Some onions, some mushrooms. There you go, guys. Look at that. Wow. All right. Comfort food at its finest. I'll be back here in a second to give this a sample. All right, here we are. This is my plate with some mashed potatoes. Monica's has hers served over rice. And then Ava Grace, we chopped up some of that steak over some rice as well.
Yeah, I did the beef rice with some bouillon.
All right, there we go. We'll be back in a minute. Give this a sample. Welcome back. I'm here with my whole family. My daughter Ava Grace, my wife Monica.
Hi.
Ava Grace is trying some on the rice, and so is Monica. I prefer the mashed potatoes.
I like it both ways.
All right, let's take a little sample.
What is this again?
Salisbury steak.
Ooh.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I can see there's rice.
Oh my.
Mmm.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
This is delicious.
Very flavorful.
Ooh. Ooh, I like that gravy or the mushroom sauce. Mmm. Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Guys, this is total
This is
comfort
great.
food right here. Not very hard to make.
And it's like 10 degrees outside right now, so this is perfect.
Inexpensive too. You're just using ground beef. It's not really steak. But yeah, it kind of tastes like steak when you simmer it like this.
This is like right up there in my book with your stroganoff.
Yeah.
And I think that golden mushroom soup really makes a difference.
No, and I prefer that over the creamy mushroom. But you know, whatever, guys. Use whatever you have on hand.
But the
It'll-
meat's so tender.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my gosh. What do you
Cooking
think?
it in the slow cooker for that, 4 or 5 hours is perfect.
That's gotta be one of my favorites. And I really love the flavor. A lot.
What do you think, Ava Grace?
Yeah, it's good.
And I'm glad that you used the lower sodium gravy.
Yeah, it's got plenty of salt.
So it's not too salty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always want to be careful with that, with the sodium content.
So that gravy mix was lower.
Yeah. Man. I gotta take another bite.
You nailed it. This is really, really good.
Try another bite, Ava Grace.
Why?
Oh, just to give give an opinion.
Mmm. Mmm. Man. Absolutely delicious, wonderful comfort food this time of year when it's cold.
Yeah.
And look, guys, not very expensive, not very hard. If you got a slow cooker, get these basic ingredients, put it together. You will not be sorry, I promise you.
Look at you go to town.
It's so good.
Yeah, whether you
is.
serve it over potatoes or rice, your family's gonna love it.
For sure.
As always, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. If you like the video, please hit the like button. This logo on my shirt is the logo on the bottom of the screen. Click on that. You can subscribe to my channel. Please do that. It helps my channel grow. And as always, I appreciate you stopping by.
All the way down below.
Yeah, leave your comments.
Yeah.
Wow. What do you think? This is like comfort food. Every once in a while, you need that, like, not too complicated, not too fancy.
Well, yeah, this is good
comfort food.
This
It
is
just
good for
warms
a
you
busy
up.
weekday too. Like when you just need to cook something, you've got a lot going on.
It's like 0 degrees outside, the wind's blowing,
Yeah.
snow's blowing. Man, you get a nice hot meal like this inside. Some
and you're living
gravy,
a dream.
mashed potatoes, man. Life doesn't get any better than that, in my opinion. As always, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow. Nailed it.
Oh, it is good, huh?
Yes.
It's way good. Oh.